My girlfriend said, I'm going to brunch with the girls, then posted stories with her ex all day. When I asked about it, she said, you're being controlling, he's part of the friend group now. I didn't argue. That night, I packed my bags and left. Now I, 28 male, have been with Jessica, 26, for 3 years. We moved in together 18 months ago, split everything 50-50 on a 2-bedroom in downtown. I thought we were solid. 2 weeks ago, Saturday morning, Jessica's getting ready, doing that thing where she tries on 3 outfits but ends up wearing the first one. Says she's meeting the girls for bottomless mimosas. Cool. I had plans to catch up on work anyway. Noon rolls around. I'm on the couch, laptop open, when her Instagram story pops up. There's Jessica, laughing at some rooftop bar. But it's not just the girls, there's Richard. Her ex, the one she dated for 4 years. The one who broke her heart when he moved to Seattle for work. The one who apparently moved back 3 months ago, but she forgot to mention it. The stories kept coming. Group shots, but also just them. Sharing food. Him fixing her necklace. That specific kind of touching that's technically innocent, but absolutely isn't. I screenshot everything. Not because I'm crazy, because I've learned to document things. She gets home around 4 p.m. tipsy and glowing. I'm still on the couch. How was brunch with the girls? Amazing. Becca ordered like 3 desserts. Cool. Who else was there? She lists names, doesn't mention Richard. Anyone else? Nope. Just us girls. Why? I show her the screenshots. Her face does this thing. Surprise, then annoyance, then that practiced look of righteous indignation. Were you stalking my stories? They're public, Jessica. Richard is part of our friend group now. The girls invited him. I didn't think it was a big deal. You literally just said it was only girls. Because I knew you'd overreact. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You're being controlling. He's just a friend now. We're adults. If you can't handle me having male friends. I let her finish the speech. Then I said, okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm being controlling. She looked confused but pleased. Kissed me on the forehead. I'm glad you see that. I'm going to shower. While she showered, I did 3 things. Checked our lease. It was the original lease from before she moved in, now month to month. My name was the only one on it. We'd always meant to add her, but life got in the way. It was a loose end I was suddenly very grateful for. Texted my buddy Joseph, who owns a storage unit business. Started packing. Not dramatically, methodically. My important documents first, then electronics, then clothes. Everything I could fit in my car without it being obvious. Jessica came out towel drying her hair. Didn't notice the half-empty closet. Didn't notice my missing laptop setup. Just asked what I wanted for dinner. Whatever you want, I said. I'm easy. We ordered Thai. Watched Netflix. She fell asleep on my shoulder like nothing had happened. I stayed up thinking about the 3 years, the plans we'd made, the ring I'd started saving for. At 3 a.m., I got up. Packed the rest. Left a note. You're right. I am controlling. So, I'm removing myself from the equation. Rent's paid through the end of the month. Your stuff is safe. Please be out by the 30th. I drove to Joseph's place. He'd cleared out his spare room months ago after his divorce. Funny how things work out. My phone started blowing up around 7 a.m. What the fuck, David? You can't just leave. Where are you? This is so immature. We need to talk about this like adults. I didn't respond. Changed my relationship status to single. That's when things got interesting. Within an hour, I had messages from mutual friends. Jessica was spinning it hard. According to her, I'd had a paranoid episode and abandoned her because she had male friends. She was the victim of my toxic masculinity. I still didn't respond, but I did post the screenshots. All of them. With one caption. For clarity. The narrative shifted real quick. Update 1. She showed up at my office. It's been 5 days since I left. I've been staying at Joseph's, focusing on work, hitting the gym at 5 a.m., trying to establish a routine. It was working. Until yesterday. I'm in a meeting with 3 clients when our receptionist knocks. Says someone's here for me. Says it's urgent. I excuse myself. Walk to the lobby. There's Jessica, but not regular Jessica. This is Jessica in full performance mode. Hair perfect, makeup subtle but effective. Wearing that dress I bought her for her birthday. The one she knows I love. David, please, 5 minutes. I'm in a meeting. I'll wait. No, you won't. Please leave. Her voice gets louder. You can't just ghost me after 3 years. We live together. People are starting to look. My boss walks by, raises an eyebrow. Fine, 5 minutes. Conference room B. We sit. She starts crying immediately. Not loud, ugly crying. Pretty crying. The kind she can turn on and off. I'm sorry I lied about Richard, but you have to understand. I don't have to understand anything. He means nothing to me. Then why lie? Because I knew you'd react like this. Like what? By calmly leaving a situation where I'm being lied to? You abandoned me. I came home from work and all your stuff was gone. Do you know how that felt? Probably similar to how I felt seeing you with your ex after you said you were with the girls. It wasn't like that. The group decided, Jessica, stop. We both know what this is. Her tears dry up instantly. What's that supposed to mean? It means I'm not doing this. You have 3 weeks to find a new place. If you need help with deposit money, I'll transfer it. But we're done. You'll regret this. Maybe. But that's my problem, not yours. She stood up, smoothed her dress. You know what? Richard was right about you. I'm sure he was. He said you were insecure, that you'd freak out the moment I had any male friends. Is that what he said when he was fixing your necklace? Her face went red. She left without another word. I went back to my meeting, apologized for the interruption, closed the deal, pretended my hands weren't shaking. That night, the texts started again, but not from Jessica. From Richard. Richard, hey man, heard you and Jessica split. That's rough. If you want to talk, I'm here. I actually laughed. The audacity. I screenshot it naturally. I know things look bad, but nothing happened. We're just friends. She loves you, dude. Don't throw it away over jealousy. You there? I finally responded. If you're really just friends, you won't mind if I send these messages to your girlfriend? See, I did some digging. Richard isn't single. He's been dating some girl named Barbara for 8 months. Her Instagram is full of them cute couples stuff. No mention of him hanging out with his ex. Richard. What girlfriend? Me. Barbara? Tall brunette? Yoga instructor? Ring any bells? Read receipts on. No response. 20 minutes later, Jessica calls 15 times in a row. I let it go to voicemail. The one she leaves is enlightening. You fucking asshole. You had no right to contact Richard. You're ruining his life over nothing. We were just friends, but clearly you're too pathetic and insecure to understand that men and women can be platonic. I feel sorry for whatever girl ends up with you next. She'll have to deal with your trust issues and paranoia. I'm done trying to save us. Stay away from me and my friends. Her friends, including the ex she was just friends with, who apparently has a girlfriend he forgot to mention. I forwarded the voicemail to my lawyer buddy, just in case. Update 2, the lease situation got complicated. Remember how I said only my name was on the lease? Well, Jessica found a loophole. Got a call from my landlord yesterday. Jessica contacted him, claiming she's been paying half the rent for 18 months, and that establishes tenancy rights. He called to give me a heads up, said his hands were tied, and he couldn't take sides. But he did say, in our state, that means you can't just kick her out. You have to formally evict, which takes 30 to 90 days. She's talking about getting mail there to prove residency. It's getting messy. You should protect yourself. He was right. Jessica was digging in. To prove her tenancy, she'd have to show proof of payment. I knew she'd use Venmo. I opened the app, my heart pounding. I have access to our entire transaction history. I scrolled back, and there it was. Mixed in with 18 months of rent and utilities were some interesting transactions she'd sent to Richard. For last night, $200. B-Day surprise for R, $150. Wine for the weekend, $100. All dated within the last 3 months. All during times she was supposedly working late or at her sister's. I did what I do best. I documented. I compiled everything into a neat little spreadsheet. Dates, times, claimed locations versus actual locations, money spent, lies told. Then I waited. This morning, Jessica's mom called. We always got along well. She's good people. Taught elementary school for 30 years. Doesn't bullshit. David, I'm not calling to take sides, but I need to know, is Jessica safe? Of course she's safe. Why wouldn't she be safe? She's been telling people you're stalking her. That you hacked her accounts. That she's scared. I see. I don't believe her for what it's worth. In 30 years of teaching, you learn to spot liars. Even when they're your own kid. I appreciate that, Susan. Can I ask what really happened? I told her. Not dramatically. Just facts. She was quiet for a long time. That explains Richard suddenly being around again. Yeah. David? Yeah? I'm sorry. I raised her better than this. You did great, Susan. People make their own choices. After we hung up, I felt lighter somehow. Validation from unexpected places hits different. Jessica must have sensed the shift in momentum because the texts started again. But now they're different. Less angry, more bargaining. Can we please just talk? I know I messed up, but 3 years, David. I'll go to couples counseling. I'll cut Richard off completely. Please don't throw us away. I didn't respond, but I did check apartment listings, found a nice studio downtown, month to month. Sometimes the best move is to just remove yourself from the board entirely. Then, plot twist. Barbara reached out. Hi, you don't know me, but I think we need to talk. Hey, yeah, I think we do. Can you meet tomorrow? Coffee? Sure. When and where? We're meeting in 6 hours. Should be interesting. Update 3. The coffee meeting changed everything. Met Barbara this morning at a Starbucks downtown. Recognized her immediately. She looks exhausted. The kind of tired that comes from finding out your whole relationship is a lie. She's already at a corner table when I arrive. 2 coffees in front of her. I got you a black coffee. Richard mentioned you don't do sugar. Richard talks about me? She laughs. It's bitter. Oh, he talks about you a lot. The insecure ex who can't handle Jessica having male friends. The controlling guy who made her miserable. The reason she needed a shoulder to cry on. Sounds about right? Yeah, except she pulls out her phone. I did some digging after you messaged him. She shows me texts, dozens of them. Between Richard and Jessica, going back months, I had his Apple ID for Find My iPhone, forgot I could see his messages on my iPad. The texts are damning. Richard, last night was incredible. David is working late Thursday. I miss how we used to be. Soon baby, and worse, way worse. Plans, promises, photos I really didn't need to see. How long, I ask. 4 months at least, maybe longer. He got a new phone in July, so that's as far back as I can see. We sit in silence for a minute. 2 strangers bonded by shitty partners. What are you gonna do? I ask. Already done. Kicked him out last night, changed the locks, his shit's in storage. The code is his mom's birthday. He'll figure it out. Clean. What about you? Working on getting her out. It's complicated. She nods, then slides a flash drive across the table. Everything's on there. Screenshots of the texts, the dates, the times. My lawyer said it's all solid if you need it. Why? Because fuck them, but also, she looks tired again. Richard has been telling everyone you're some psycho ex who's stalking them. Jessica's backing him up. They're building a narrative. You need ammunition. Thanks, really. Don't thank me yet, there's more. She shows me Jessica's Instagram. A post from an hour ago. It's a statement, a long one, about surviving emotional abuse, about controlling partners, about finding the strength to leave. The comments are flooded with support. Hundreds of them. But here's the kicker. She hasn't left. She's still in my apartment, playing victim while squatting in my space. She's trying to get ahead of the story, Barbara says. Richard taught her that. Control the narrative first. Truth doesn't matter. Jesus, yeah. Oh, and David? That conference in Denver, she wasn't there. Neither was Richard. They went to Cabo. I have receipts. Literally. Richard saved them for his expense reports. We talked for another hour. Compared notes, built a timeline. It's worse than I thought. The gaslighting, the triangulation, the way they played us against each other. When we finally leave, Barbara hugs me. We're gonna be okay, she says. Might take a while, but we'll be okay. I drive back to Joseph's feeling vindicated, angry, empty, all of the above, but I also have a plan now, a real one. First step, lawyer. Showed him everything. The lease, the Venmo history, Barbara's evidence, Jessica's social media campaign. His response, oh, this is good. This is really good. He explained that a standard eviction is slow, but Jessica's public posts changed the game. We can't get an immediate eviction, but we can file for an emergency order to vacate. She's publicly claiming you're an abuser while simultaneously refusing to leave your shared and legally your domicile. That creates a legally hostile and untenable situation. A judge will see that. It's not about the infidelity, it's about the defamation combined with the squatting. How long? The hearing for the order will be scheduled within days. With this, we have a strong case, and David, start documenting everything. Every interaction, every post, every witness. She's escalating. People who lie this easily don't stop. He was right. By the time I got back to Joseph's, Jessica had posted again. This time, a photo of her at her apartment, my apartment, a selfie, talking about reclaiming her space and not being driven from her home by an abuser. The comments are getting wilder, people offering to come protect her. Others sharing their own survival stories. Then I noticed something. A small detail, but everything is in the details. In the background of her selfie, on the counter. A bottle of expensive whiskey, Richard's brand, and 2 glasses. A sloppy, arrogant mistake. She's not just staying there, she's entertaining. I text my lawyer the screenshot. His response is immediate. Document that. Timestamp it. That's Exhibit A for why the emergency order is necessary. She's not scared, she's celebrating. So here I am. It's 2 a.m. I'm in Joseph's spare room typing this out because I can't sleep, and I need to tell someone, anyone, how insane this has gotten. 3 weeks ago, I thought I was going to marry this woman. Now I'm building a legal case against her while she turns me into social media's villain of the week. But you know what the worst part is? I keep thinking about that morning, before the brunch, when she was trying on outfits, laughing about something her sister texted, kissing me goodbye like it was any other Saturday. How do you fake that? How do you look someone in the eye, someone you've shared a bed with for 3 years, and just lie? Not even feel bad about it? I don't know. Maybe I'll never know. What I do know is this. In 12 hours, my lawyer files for the emergency hearing. Her little social media campaign is about to meet a court clerk, and every single person who's been commenting support on her posts is about to get a very different story. Because I'm done being quiet. Done taking the high road. Done pretending this is just a normal breakup. She wants to play victim? Fine, but victims don't usually have 4 months of affair evidence stacked against them. Final update tomorrow after the hearing. If my lawyer's right, this is about to get very interesting. Final update, it's over, mostly. The hearing was this morning. 9 a.m. I wore my best suit, brought everything. The binder my lawyer prepared was thick enough to stop a door. Jessica showed up 20 minutes late with Richard because of course she did. She wore all black, like she was in mourning, trying to project vulnerability. The judge was an older woman. No nonsense, the kind who's heard every possible story. My lawyer laid it out cleanly. This wasn't a standard eviction hearing. This was a petition for an emergency order to grant the sole leaseholder exclusive possession of his home due to the occupant's creation of a hostile and defamatory environment. He presented the lease with only my name. Jessica's social media posts where she called me an abuser. The screenshot of her selfie with Richard's whiskey in the background, time-stamped while she was claiming to be in fear. Barbara's flash drive, which my lawyer submitted as evidence of a coordinated campaign of deception. The look on Jessica's face when the judge reviewed the photo of the whiskey glasses. When my lawyer brought up the Cabo receipts, proving a premeditated affair, not a simple friendship. Her lawyer tried to argue. He talked about tenant rights, about emotional distress. Judge Davis cut him off. Counselor, your client has publicly accused Mr. Peterson of abuse, a very serious claim. Yet she not only continues to reside in his home, she appears to be entertaining guests. She can't claim both to be a terrified victim and a comfortable tenant in the same breath. It undermines her credibility entirely. Jessica's lawyer asked for a recess. They huddled in the corner. Jessica kept shooting looks at me, not angry anymore, panicked. When they came back, her lawyer stated they would agree to vacate the premises within 48 hours if I would drop any future defamation claims. My lawyer looked at me. I could have pushed for more, but I just wanted it to be over. 48 hours. All her belongings out. Professional cleaning afterward at her expense. And her social media posts making the accusations must be deleted immediately. The judge made it so. Jessica signed the agreement without looking at me. As we were leaving, Richard blocked my path in the hallway. He had the gall to look sympathetic. Hey man, for what it's worth, I'm sore. Say that, Richard. How's Barbara, by the way? His face went blank. What? We had coffee, compared notes. She's doing great. Change the locks, I hear. Put your stuff in storage. The code is your mom's birthday in case she forgot to tell you. He went pale. He started to say something, but his phone buzzed. He glanced at it, a look of pure dread on his face. It buzzed again. Jessica grabbed his arm. We need to go. They left together. The ex who meant nothing. The guy who was just part of the friend group. My lawyer clapped me on the back. Clean win. How do you feel? Honestly, empty. Not sad. Not happy. Just done. I went back to work. Told my boss I'd need the next 2 days off to supervise the move out. He said to take the week. Good companies remember who shows up even when their life's imploding. That was 6 hours ago. Since then, Jessica's Instagram posts about me have been deleted. Then her whole account went private. Richard blocked me on everything. Barbara texted, heard from a friend the posts are down. Good for you. Joseph ordered pizza and beer, well, pizza and soda for me. My mom called. She'd seen the original post through a cousin, was worried. I told her the truth. She just said, I never liked her anyway. The apartment will be mine again in 48 hours. I'll deep clean it, maybe repaint, definitely getting a new bed. But right now, I'm sitting on Joseph's back porch. It's quiet, I can hear the city in the distance. And for the first time in 3 weeks, I'm not angry. I'm not checking my phone. I'm not documenting anything. I'm just here. Jessica was right about one thing. Love does make people crazy. It makes them trust when they shouldn't, forgive when they shouldn't, stay when they should leave. But it also shows you who people really are. And sometimes the person you loved never existed at all. They were just better at pretending than you were at seeing. To everyone who messaged asking for updates, this is it. Story's over. Well, mostly. Still got to get through the move out. Still might have some fallout. But the war, that's done. I won. I think. If you can call this winning. Maybe in a few months, I'll feel victorious. Right now I just feel tired, but also a little bit free.